welcome back, guys. It's time for another episode of the Jock Talk Show. Matt, Brock, how we doing today, Brock?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. All things considered,
All
but yeah,
things considered, it was one of the few games this year that I did not get to watch a single second of,
it's not
unfortunately.
bad though. It's not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
it was a good one for me to not watch. Although I feel like I was to blame. I wasn't donning my Aaron Rodgers jersey, sitting at home, making sure my wife was upstairs, not anywhere close to the game. So bad juju. I feel like I'm to blame.
Yeah, we can blame you for that one. I mean,
Either
the,
me or the run D, either one.
I mean, if they would have put you out there, you might have been able to tackle better
That's
than
right. That's right.
99% of the people out there.
Yeah,
But
no biggie.
get right into it, and
Gonna play D3 college football.
Division 3 is football's finest, as we
That's
all
right.
know.
Damn
As
right.
we all know, get
Damn right.
some.
So,
But
go ahead, take it away.
I'll hop right into it because I did watch that depressing game.
Outside of the first, I mean,
I
so
mean, no.
the first half. What I hear, each team got only 2 possessions in the first
Yes.
half.
Well, if you really want to consider the Packers getting the third one with 10
Yeah.
seconds left and running a play,
Yeah.
but yes, there was no defense being played, but there was also very good offensive, like play calling, like third and short, third and 5, and both teams were getting it. They were both moving the ball with ease. It didn't look like either team was going to make a stop. I mean, the weather played a big factor in what happened. I will say it's not obviously the main reason, but I mean, I don't think Kirk threw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. I mean, he also didn't have to because Dalvin Cook was rushing for 70 yards a carry. But I mean, Aaron was on deep balls. I mean, Aaron missed a wide open. I believe it was Jay Sternberger. He was wide open and just overthrew it. Maybe the wind carried it a little higher than anticipated. I don't know. But, I mean, there was a lot of bright things that happened on offense. I mean, a little bit of inconsistency in the second half, more so. But offense I didn't see any signs of like struggle. I mean, yes, we didn't throw the deep ball. Devontae had a big game, 3 touchdown game, but Jamal had a decent game. AJ Dillon had his couple of touches, played pretty well. But it was that defense. That defense was there was holes like we could had my grandma run through and she would have ran for 8 yards. It was that wide open. Like it looks like the defenders were around, but the hole was just walk through and nobody in sight. I mean, it seemed like every third down, it was just, oh, they're going to get this. They just run it with Delvin. They'll get it. And it was just very disheartening. The linebackers played pretty terrible. But, I mean, corners didn't really have to do much. They threw the ball, I believe, 18 times, which, I mean, it was the corners secondary didn't have to do much, but they just had to come up and tackle. But my big headline out of that game is the Smith brothers were nowhere to be found. I don't know if they just went into witness protection that game or what. I mean, besides one of the first play in the first half, Zadarius Smith, don't know what he did. There was no hard count. He just blatantly jumps in between the center and the guard. Like, what are you doing? Like, there was nothing. Like, I didn't hear a hard count. I mean, you can hear everything now.
Yeah.
But he literally jumped in between them. Nobody else moved. And I'm just sitting there. It wasn't like the play clock was down at 1. It was at like 8 or 9. Just very confusing. I mean, Preston Smith was out playing corner. Like, I mean, Pettin, I don't know what Pettin's doing.
I was a week and a half early on my hashtag fire Mike Pettin getting trending on the Twitter machine. That's one thing that it's not just this season. It's not just 2 out of these last 3 games that he struggled. Mike Pettin has not been a good defensive play caller his entire tenure with the Packers. He wasn't good as the Browns head coach. I think it's, I don't think they're going to make a move during the season, but
not knowing the Packers.
Yeah. Speaking of not making moves, we're recording this on Tuesday. It's not yet, right? Tuesday or is it Wednesday?
It is Tuesday, the 3rd.
Tuesday. Tuesday the 3rd at just about 7:00 Central Time. So we're a couple hours past the trade deadline. Breaking news: the Packers did nothing. There were reports coming out. The Texans wanted a second for Will Fuller. The Packers maybe were giving up a third. We can go back and forth on that. I personally, and I think this is going to be not a hot take, but something that Packers Twitter might not agree with, I would not have given up a second-round pick for Will Fuller.
Not a second.
He's on an expiring contract. First of all, he has health issues, can never stay healthy. Second of all, so would I have given up a third? Yeah, I probably would. But second is, you could talk about draft capital, but look at the draft that the Packers had last year. It's not like we could use another fourth string tight end who's out for the year already.
Yeah, if we would have gotten anybody with a second round pick or gave anybody a second round pick, I would have said give it for Julio. I would have been way okay with a second round pick for Julio, just because we know what Julio brings. Will Fuller is a question mark waiting to happen. Yes, I would have loved a wide receiver, but I don't think Will Fuller is necessarily the guy that we should have targeted. I think Julio, we should just go out and get him.
I don't know that a second gets Julio.
I would give up a second and something, but if you get
six for Desmond King, so who knows?
Yeah, true. And if the Falcons really wanted to blow it up, they would have, and you could have just tested the waters and see what their response was. Just give them a second and a fifth, see what they do, see if they counter something. Just to see where their heads are really at. But not making a move on the offensive side doesn't really surprise me. I think it was more the defensive side. We need people who can tackle. Quan Alexander went for pretty cheap. Kiko Alonso went for pretty cheap. I don't like him, but is it better than Ty Summers?
What about we could go after that Devin Smith guy?
Oh yeah, Devin Smith, one of the fastest guys. See that in that game? Oh my! He said it twice. I was like, if you say it once, whatever, cool. Devin Smith. It's fucking Devin White. You could see his name on the back of his jersey. Devin White, 45. But anyways.
All right, Brock. Let me ask you this, so we can move on to brighter things, just like we did when we got demolished by Tampa Bay. We kind of hit on some things and we look forward. We're positive thinkers usually. If there's one silver lining, one positive thing, one takeaway that is a positive for Green Bay coming out of that game or looking forward to this next game, what is it?
Wake up. We're in the middle of the season now. We can't be having these early season mistakes. We had a lot of penalties that game. So, I think Matt LaFleur is a good enough coach where he can tighten those little things up. It's the little things that killed us that game. Yes, there was a very bad non-called pass interference, which there was a flag thrown on there, and they picked it up. It was really bad, but that necessarily didn't lose us the game.
One play doesn't cost you the game.
No, we'll tell you that now time and time again. But it did affect the game, but it did not make the game. We had, I think, 9 more penalties that game, just on us for like 90 yards. That can't happen. Elton Jenkins had one of his worst games of his career, I think. He 2 holdings in one game for Elton, and it was just, one was on a screenplay, and you literally can hear Aaron Rodgers say, "Why the fuck are you holding? Let him go." It's the little things. So, coaching, we need I think LaFleur will get these guys tightened up. It is a short week, maybe. Short week, maybe. We'll see with all this COVID testing going on with A.J. Dillon and our close quarters, Jamal Williams and
Jamal and
Kamal.
Kamal.
Yeah.
Well,
So we'll see if it really is. Maybe we'll have a Monday night game. If it's a Monday night game, that's, I'll take that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't like the short weeks. I don't like Thursday night games.
typically, I don't, but I think this is as good of a time as any to have a short week. We're coming off a stinker, second half stinker. We play the 49ers this week, or what's left of the 49ers. So let's go through it. No Jimmy G. That's not going to matter whether it's Thursday or Monday anyways, but no George Kittle, no Debo, no Tevin Coleman, no Raheem Mostert, no Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa, obviously. No Debo, no so many other. The 49ers are just absolutely
depleted.
wrecked.
Yeah.
But Jeff Wilson and or JaMychal Hasty or whoever the running back is going to be, are they still going to run it down our throat for 120 yards and a couple touchdowns?
If we don't tighten up this defensive tackling, then yeah, it's going to happen.
It's easy to say and it's obvious, but that is the key to this game is
stop the run.
Stop the run.
That's it. That's all I vote.
Make Nick Mullins beat you.
Yeah.
And if Nick Mullins beats you, then you have issues, and we need to rethink whether this Packers team is an actual contender or not.
True.
Again, Packers Twitter's not going to like that I say it, but if you stop the run and Nick Mullins finds a way to beat you, which I don't think is realistic, that's an issue, and this team's not going far in the playoffs, period.
No, I mean, this is a game, coming off a game we should have won, but this is a game I feel like not a must win, but it's maybe it is a must win if you really look at it. Not necessarily standing wise you need it to win, but for a team morale, like, you can't lose to this team. You can't lose to Nick Mullins. You can't lose to Hasty. Like, this is a depleted 49ers team, and if, like you said, if you stop the run and and Nick Mullins beats you, you're not a contender. This has to be a statement game from the Green Bay Packers if they want to prove they are contenders in the NFC. I mean, yes, we have our guys that are going to be out. Hopefully Bach can come back. Maybe limited practice. Raven Green, limited practice. Kevin King, limited practice. Maybe get Kevin King back out there. Maybe he's a bigger piece than we give him credit. We get him. We pick on him for blown coverages or a little bit slow off the ball, but maybe he is ain't gonna lie, he has been a sure tackler this year. Like, he comes up and makes plays. He is a playmaker. Surprisingly enough, that Green Bay needs right now. Like, that's another thing. We gotta force turnovers. We gotta force Nick Mullins to throw the ball into places he doesn't want to throw, or get timing off. Get pressure. Kenny Clark, where are you? You're letting Dean Lowry outperform you sometimes. It's like every other game. Like, it's like, where's Kenny? Oh, there's Kenny. And then the next game he's blowing everybody up past the line. But then the next game he just, we're gonna win this game. No, you have to have that fire every game, especially on that D line. We need to get more pressure with 4, or blitz a little bit more, maybe. Or here's a thought: don't have Preston Smith on the outside,
or let's not play 10 yards off the ball on 3rd and 2.
That helps too. So. But that comes down to coaching. So the players make the plays. The coaches put the players in the position to make the plays.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, with our players, I mean, Jair's a playmaker, Kevin King's a playmaker, Amos is a playmaker, Savage. We have playmakers on defense. We're just not in position.
On paper,
yes. I mean, but they can be aggressive, but they're not given it. They're not like always so passive. Let everything go in
Well,
front.
the
Let
pass
it.
rush isn't getting like when the pass rush is getting
But
there, you
yeah,
can be more aggressive.
yeah. But when you only rush 3 or 4, and you can't cover people for more than 2 to 3 seconds, it doesn't help either. But that being said, I mean the defense as a whole needs to play better. Play calling needs to be better. I mean, offense, like I said, offense looked fine. I think offense can be fine this week.
Aaron Rodgers just a ho hum, just an average 300 yards and 3 TDs, but he's getting a lot of slack for not being able to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Well, Aaron Rodgers isn't tackling Dalvin Cook, so
No, neither is the Green Bay defense. So, but like you said, moving on. I think this could be a good week for Aaron again. Devontae, I mean that connection has been
unstoppable.
lethal when Devontae plays. I believe he has 43 catches already this year and 7 touchdowns, I believe, something like that. And the rest of the wide receiving crew has 38 and 4 touchdowns. And Devontae missed 2 games, so we need people to step up. I think Big Bob. I mean, he's been a pleasant surprise. MVS needs to be consistent. EQ had couple drops. Like there was one. Like don't get me wrong, they were tough catches, but if you want to play with the big boys, you got to make those catches. And EQ being out all that time just to come in and have a couple passes go right off your hands, you got to make those plays if you want to keep your spot. But because we got Darius Shepard who has played well, Malik Taylor's played well. So I mean, EQ to come in and just make it. He played well. He was in the right position. He put his hands were on the ball. You got to haul in the catches. So Aaron could be in for another big game. We got to protect him like always. I think it is a little bit higher scoring game, maybe. I think it's like another bounce back game after a shaky week. I think Green Bay wins 37-17.
Okay.
We're going a little bold, but I think it's one of those games where it's like, remember the Raiders? I believe it was the Raiders game last year.
Yep.
LaFleur is like, I want 4 out of you, and he got 5.
Yep.
That needs to be the mentality of this game, and if they do that, I mean, an easy Green Bay win on Thursday or whenever.
I have the Packers winning 31-10. I think the defense steps up and gets their heads out of their dick holes.
Ooh, dick hole.
Devontae, 10 plus catches, 2 touchdowns. Big Bob Tonyan, 75 plus yards and a touchdown. Packers defense and special teams, 1 touchdown.
Ooh, I like it.
Now, 31-10. Packers.
I like it. I mean, we like I said many times this episode that another bounce back, another rebound. I mean, last year going to California was a struggle. Yeah. So going there on a Thursday night short week, we really got to be on our P's and Q's against this very good 49ers defense, and just don't let down. I mean, we had a letdown last week. And I think it's time to bounce back again.
Yeah, absolutely. So we both have the Packers taking a win. There's going to be no upsets there. We can both agree. All right, guys. Thanks for listening along. That was our Packers review and preview. You guys can listen into all of our other videos on the channel. Coming up next, we have our locks and upset of the week, as well as our fantasy 6-pack. So check out the video. Make sure to like and subscribe.